Welcome to Gaming Fin, your channel for everything related to the gaming industry and the stock market. And today I talk about Rovio. My name is Mr. Orange, and yeah, also a little disclaimer before we start. So I'm invested already in Rovio with a very tiny position, and I want to be all full transparent here. I'm considering to buy a little bit more, but as I said, my positions in Rovio are very small, but I think it's a very interesting company, that I wanna discuss a little bit today. So Rovio is a Finnish company, a Finnish mobile games company, and they are mostly known for one game that you probably heard about already. It's Angry Birds 2. So what is Angry Birds? Angry Birds, guys, if you don't know Angry Birds, I don't know what you did in the last year. So here you see it on a tablet and the phone. So Angry Birds is this game where you're shooting those birds against structures to destroy some structures, and you get it mostly on mobile, but also on different other platforms. So it's a very, very popular title, and most of their income, I think, is actually coming from this series. So therefore we have to keep this in mind. So Rovio Entertainment, the company is mostly relies mostly on Angry Birds, but Angry Birds was not their first game. It's so funny that they actually before they were developing the first Angry Birds, they already had a lot of other titles that you can see from 2003 to 2009. They had a lot of other titles. They were working, for example, on Need for Speed Carbon for Java ME, so for mobile phones, and they were also working on N-Gage, if you remember the N-Gage and Nokia 900, yeah, the handheld from Nokia, so back in the day. So as I said, disclaimer, I'm invested. I'm not a financial advisor, obviously. I'm a YouTuber, a retail investor, and please don't buy anything I'm talking about on my channel. So probably you will lose a lot of money, since most people actually lose money in the stock market. So founded, Rovio Entertainment has been founded in 2003, 19 years ago in Helsinki. And the founders are here, Finnish video game, founded by students Niklas Het, Jarno Väkeväinen and Kim Dickert. The company is best known for Angry Birds franchise we just heard about. All right, guys, so let's jump directly here to the chart. So we would talk a little bit more about the future of this company. We go a little bit in the numbers, and we're also going to check out their presentation. But now I want to talk a little bit about the chart. So about this very important news that was from the 28th of December, and probably this has impacted actually the chart or the price value of Rovio. So Rovio Entertainment completed Tuesday its share buyback program worth 6.1 million euros, and Finnish video game developers started to share repurchases the 9th of November and bought back 1 million shares during this period. So let's keep this in mind when we go here to the 9th of November. Yeah, round about here. So this is actually what happened with the repurchase of their shares. You see, they were jumping from 5.5 euros there in Helsinki at the Nasdaq Helsinki. They were jumping up to 6.3, and now we are up again a little bit. So I'm not jumping directly into another tiny position, but I will buy a little bit more when I see that they are going down again. So only then I will buy a little bit more. I'm not jumping now, but to buy a lot more. I'm also not buying a lot more. I'm just buying a little bit more because now it's 0.08% of my overall portfolio. So we would say 0.08%. Oh my god, that's nothing. Yeah, it's a very tiny position. So I just want to be invested in this stock. Also, I was drawing the Fibonacci retracements here, and I start actually here with my Fibonacci retracement at 2.93 euros. This is in 2017 when they went public. You see, they were completely falling down. So probably again some big investment banks were saying, yeah, this company is really that much worth, but the market didn't think so, and it fell from 11 euros to 3.5. So if people that bought here and they thought they make a lot of money. They have been wrong. They have been wrong. But on the other hand, if they were holding, they were almost getting back to 10 euros during the pandemic, or in the crazy bubble in growth stocks that we recently had. So then in March 2020, of course, when the pandemic hit the world the first time, they were falling to 3 euros. And then they also were going up to 7, so over 100%, and then from 7 again to 4.3, 4.7, so very volatile. And then in December 20, again up. So they're accelerating actually now very nicely between those two Fibonacci retracements. That's very good to see. And of course, this would be a huge breakout. I wouldn't say it's a breakout actually if they go over the 6.5. It might be a breakout if they go over the 7.6. But is this possible for this company? I mean, that's another question we have to ask. So obviously, we also have to look a little bit in the fundamentals of this company and not only the chart. But the chart is a classical small cap micro cap small cap chart for a company. It's not a micro cap. It's a small cap company. If you see here some values, so we jump directly, so we can close this window actually, and we can see a little bit here on Google Finance what we can find for some information. Though we have market cap is it's not such a small cap, 513. It's much bigger than a lot of the Polish small gaming companies. We have a PE ratio of only 16, what I think is actually pretty good for a gaming company. 16 is pretty good for a gaming company, and I was also now comparing the PE ratio of Focus Entertainment, of Digital Bros, the Italian company, and with regards to those companies, I have to say Rovio now I like the most. Therefore, I decided to buy some more. So, and dividend yield, even a dividend yield of 1.94%. That's always the question. I don't know how much dividends of the source revenue you have to pay in Helsinki, so that's always a question you have to consider if you buy now a lot of the stock just for the dividend. So I wouldn't do this. Employees 533, so already quite some people working there. What I really like, guys, the income statement and the cash flow and the balance sheet on an annual basis. This is what I really like. So we had actually revenue on the income statement on the annually we had revenue going up, so 286 million, that's pretty cool, and from 272, so 5% up in revenue. Operating expenses unfortunately also went up, and unfortunately the net income went down, but not massively. If you compare this now with Ubisoft or with some other gaming companies, I would say that's pretty okay. From 2020 net income 32, and now 30 million, so in 2021. So therefore I'm looking forward, of course, also to the numbers of 22, and if those numbers are going to be good or not too bad, then I can absolutely imagine that we see a big jump here in the chart. So also I'm telling you later when the numbers, of course, coming out. EBITDA is down, but also only 30%, and not like with the other gaming companies, like where it's down like 50%, so halved. That's of course crazy. Effective tax rate 25%. So in Helsinki, or in Finland, this sounds good for companies. So some French companies, I think, are higher, if I'm not mistaken. And look at this, the balance sheet, guys. So cash and short-term investment. So cash and short-term investments that are relatively liquid and have maturities between 3 months and 1 year, 160 million, so up. Total assets, the total amount of assets owned by a company, also 37% up. That's good. Unfortunately, some of the combined debts a company owes, well, where is this coming from? The 107% up in the liabilities. I don't like that. So shares outstanding 74, return on asset 10%, 35, return on capital 13.45%. Let's have a look at the cash flow. So net income down, cash from operations also 1/3 down. That's not good. Cash from investing So what does this mean? Net cash used or generated in investing activities such as purchasing assets. They bought some shares back, but this is 21, not 22. Free cash flow is up, so that's already pretty cool. Amount of cash a business has after it has met its financial obligations such as debt and outstanding payments. So 64 million euros, 16% up. Free cash flow. Net change in cash 55%. So that's very interesting. That's very interesting. Good numbers, and I definitely have to read also a little bit more into this. So if we compare it, on the other hand, this is not a 5-year chart. If we compare it with Nintendo, so the yellow is Nintendo and Rovio is the blue, then you would say, yeah, probably you should have invested in Nintendo. If we put Activision there, which is more or less stable since the announcement of the merger with or the acquisition by Microsoft, it's not a merger. But yeah, you shouldn't put everything in one basket. You always have to diversify your portfolio. I mean, that's very, very important, guys. So don't put everything in one basket. Don't buy now only Rovio stocks or Activision Blizzard or Nintendo stocks. You always need different gaming companies. Therefore, I'm very interested to put this as a European gaming companies and as a Northern European gaming company in my portfolio. Or I have it already in my portfolio. Yeah, guys, and then as I said already, so what are the recent games they were releasing? So Angry Birds, Rovio Classics, Angry Birds. So you see mostly Angry Birds and Small Town Murders, Sugar Blast, but those games are probably very small. Angry Birds VR, I actually have this game, Angry Birds VR, Angry Birds Dream Blast, Angry Birds Evolution, Match, and Angry Birds 2 is from 2015 actually. Well, that's pretty old. So yeah, it's all about the Angry Birds franchise. And here we see also the latest news from 2017. What I didn't like now, but I cannot verify this. I mean, that's also and it's a claim. So someone here in Mexico, the Attorney General filed a federal lawsuit against Rovio, alleging the company illegally collected and sold private personal data of users under 13 to third-party advisors. Well, I don't know if it's forbidden in Mexico, probably, and I cannot verify if this is correct. So therefore, I'm just mentioning this. So of course, we don't want any negativity in a company, but on the other hand, I don't see this really impacting the company a lot. In 2020, acquired Darkfire Games, so they acquired another gaming company. That's nice. Undisclosed sum. That's what I don't like. I like transparency. In 2018, Rovio announced that it appointed former Gameloft executive director as executive vice president of the game business. 2018 announced that they had fully acquired Playway, the developer known for making strategy games. And in 2018, they were actually closing their London studio, and they started trading in 2017 at the Nasdaq Helsinki, and the company was valued at 1 billion. 1 billion. So if we go back, we see it's not 1 billion anymore. Now it's half the price. And if we go to the chart, then we see it. I guess they didn't have any stock split. Yeah, it's more or less it works out. So 12 euros, 1 billion. And then we are now at 6. So this makes sense. So, but if we don't trust those numbers, we should calculate them ourselves. But I'm not doing this now, obviously. But what are the analysts saying? Analyst rating buy. It's not a strong buy. It's a light buy. 1 year price target 20% up, 7.4 euros. 7.4 euros. So this is the price target of the analyst, round about here. Okay, why not? Why not? I like it. It's not bad performance. We just had it. Dividends. 30 payout ratio of dividends at 31%. So, and last X date was in April. So in April is probably always the dividend payout date, 2%. And here that's also seeing the earnings here. I can make it a little bit bigger. Earnings beat. And let's hope it's also going to be a beat for the fourth quarter. And the third quarter were actually really good, but yeah, it would be great if we could also see a beat for the third quarter. Yeah, PE ratio. Did I mention the PE ratio already? So 15.84, very good. Basic earnings per share 0.39, also not too bad. And shares float is 39.522 million. Market capitalization is your 457 million. So it's always difficult why the numbers are a little bit different. All right, guys, so if you enjoyed the first part of this video, then I'm happy. But I'm also now going a little bit more checking out their website, and also a little bit more some of their presentation. So this takes some more time. So you see, this is going to be a big video, but if you enjoy those videos, then you're welcome, of course, to stay on my channel, guys. So what do we see when we look just in general on this page? I mean, they make mobile games, so they graph joy. Everything is very colorful. Everything is very strongly to their mobile games. It's a very professional page. You see the cool team that is working. It's a very diverse team with women, with people from different backgrounds. So you see them here in Finland. Everything is extremely joyful. So it seems people have fun. We put joy first with our player focused on mobile games. The latest news: how to build more diverse and inclusive game companies. Well, if this is really helping to make more cash, I'm fine. If not, it's just noise, and it's great, it's awesome, but we have to take care. We have to take care that it's not going to be the major goal. Like, look at Ubisoft, what happened there. It seems that Ubisoft forgot the games, and they were concentrating too much on the diversity. Mara Holalon, Junior Video Marketing Specialist. Well, those are people that are working there. They seem all nice. Angry Birds 2, of course, that's the big game. So you see, it comes directly here. View the game. That's how the game looks like. I just talked already about this. Angry Birds Dream Blast. This is probably the second biggest game. Angry Birds Journey, third biggest game. Therefore, they're mentioning it. Our games are defined by true craftsmanship and original characters, just like our team. Okay, so here you see them discussing everything. Fine. Meet the Rovians. Oh, here again, a nice team, very diverse. Different people seem to have good ideas to make the company good. So Rovio for parents, Rovio FAQ, and press materials and resources. So overall a good page. Guys. And then I would say let's go to Rovio investors. Here we see from July, September. So those are the third quarter interim report. Of course, the fourth quarter is coming out then soon. And Rovio Group revenue increased 8.4%. Group adjusted EBITDA 15.6%. So it declined. Group adjusted operating profit declined. Game gross bookings increased by 6.2%. I had this already. Gross bookings of Angry Birds Blast, Rovio's second largest game, increased year on year on 70.5%. So Angry Birds Dream Blast. The run rate of Dream Blast increased steadily throughout the quarter and approached 20 million per quarter, which is the best level since the year of 2019. So I think this is incredible for a game, for a mobile game. Gross bookings of Angry Birds 2, Rovio's largest game, so Angry Birds 2, were 28.7 million and grew 7.8% year on year, guys. You have to imagine they make 28.7 million just with Angry Birds 2 for mobile devices. So this is pretty cool. User acquisition investment 21.3% and 28% of games revenue roundabout. So okay, that's marketing. That's how you get users to your games. So that's having all those annoying ads probably in the Play Store and on YouTube. Operating cash flow positive. Earnings per share 0.10, very good. And 2022 outlook has been updated, I hope, to the positive. July, September. This was July, September, and January to September. So that's the whole 3 quarters. Rovio Group revenue increased 16%. Group adjusted EBITDA grew by 44%. We have to go and look operating cash flow 37.9, earnings per share 0.30. That's good. That's good. Sounds for me, this sounds good, especially if I compare to some other gaming companies. So you always have to compare games in the same sector and maybe even on the same continent. This makes sense. But of course, other gaming companies have also other strategies. So therefore, it's sometimes a little bit difficult to compare those games. Oh, Alex Peltier Norman says, "Oh, I'm pleased to see that we have continued to perform well in a challenging market. In the third quarter, our reported revenue grew 8.4% and our comparable revenue declined 4.6% during a period in which the US market declined over 15% year on year. The performance of our live games, especially Angry Birds Dream Blast, the consolidation of Ruby games and a favorable FX supported those results. The same, so FX, that's foreign currencies. The same market headwinds continued as in the previous quarter. However, it is interesting to note that the quarter-over-quarter decline was only 1% in the US in the third quarter, showing a positive development after 5 consecutive quarters of decline. 5 consecutive quarters of decline in the US in the mobile gaming market. We continue, that's what I just said. It's not written here. We continue to believe that long-term growth opportunities look attractive in the mobile gaming market. So I hope, you're working in this market. We took advantage of the past month to launch meaningful initiatives aimed at strengthening our position for further growth as the market recovers. And they're talking 2 new studios supporting the growth. And here they're talking about the Angry Birds franchise, healthy pipelines of new titles. So that's good. So yeah, they're working here on a new multiplayer cross-platform title for the Generation Z in the console gaming market. So an Angry Birds Battle Royale probably. Brand news as part of Angry Birds content strategy beyond the 3rd season of Angry Birds Summer Madness was released on Netflix. The success of Angry Birds animation was highlighted in a recent Rovio commissioned consumer study where among teenagers aged 12 to 16 in the USA, Angry Birds was the 3rd most watched series. The 3rd most watched series on Netflix. That's cool. We're excited to enter the last quarter of the year, which is typically the most eventful season in games. We start the quarter with good momentum in our top games and a stream of seasonal events to drive fan engagement across the portfolio. With our 2 new studios, a strong focus on live games already showing results and new games progressing well, we see Rovio well positioned to capture growth opportunities in 2023 and beyond. I'm excited to continue leading these efforts and I'm proud of Rovian's resourcefulness in continuously finding growth opportunities. Sounds all good, guys. Sounds all good, obviously. Sounds all good, but let's go. Let's jump also shortly to this presentation. Maybe find some nice information here. So today's speaker. So this is the CEO. So he looks all fine, guys. You're not choosing a stock just or a company you buy the stock of just how the CEO looks, but if they look already fine, nice guys, then it's all good. So cannot be girls and guys, so men and women, what do I care? Third quarter 2020 highlights: good performance in a declining market. Market headwind continued in mobile gaming market. Just had this in the US, the decline. Good profitability. Group adjusted operating profit margin 15%. That's good. Margin of 15%, 15.6%. Why not? It's good, I think. Live games showing strength because having this margin in other companies, wow. But it's a digital market, so margins are sometimes higher. Live games showing strength. Angry Birds 2, 7.8% year over year, and Angry Birds Dream Blast 17.5%. So it would be interesting to know why Dream Blast is better than Angry Birds 2. Several structured changes to support our growth ambitions, good progress in new games development. And then this is the Netflix series. That's pretty cool that this works actually so fine. Good performance in a declining market. We just had this. So those are the different titles, and the red is Angry Birds 2, and the some green blue is Angry Birds Dream Blast, and then comes all the rest games. Strategy execution progressing well in all growth drivers. Double down on top live games. invest in new game development, M&A, and agile talent acquisition in a market facing headwinds. Yeah, that's good. I mean, people lose their jobs now in the gaming industry, so it's time to get good people in your company if you have the cash to get those people in your company. Growth plans for top games including scaling team sizes, as I just said, 10 new games in development, sounds very promising, and new studio opened by a veteran team joining Rovio in Montreal probably, or somewhere in Canada. Montreal, here in Montreal, yeah, of course, Montreal, the gaming capital of Canada. New studios in Barcelona and Montreal, and Battle Studio planning on reorganization to allocate our resources to the most attractive growth opportunities. The Battle Studio in Finland, so this is probably the main studio. Refocus strategy in Montreal studio, and a new studio head appointed. What we see here, one game in development, multiplayer, cross-platform game targeted for Gen Z audience. I'm not Gen Z anymore, but yeah, I mean the problem is if you make only games for a target audience of like 12 to 16, or only Netflix series 12 to 16. I mean, you should also start making some games to another target audience, also maybe older than 16. But otherwise, I see also problem there maybe in the long run. So this is the new cross multiplayer platform game. Looks a bit like a Splatoon from what I see here, or some other new titles. So 200 Assassins game, moving puzzle and design. And then we see a novel Angry Birds game, Angry Birds RPG game, Bad Piggies game, Match 3 game, and 2 hybrid casual games. Casual games are pretty useful actually in the mobile gaming market. Just make those casual games where some, not Gen Z, where the boomers can click on numbers or on colors. So boomers like those easy puzzle games. Don't want to insult anyone. So if you're a boomer and you're watching this and you don't play games, all fine to me. So of course I'm a player. I'm in generation. How you call people in my age? Probably I'm a millennial. So I'm born in the early 80s. Adjusted operating profit at good level. So we just had those numbers. They look all good. Do we get some more information on the outlook? We are expecting the reported revenue to be significantly higher and the revenue at comparable foreign currencies to be somewhat higher year on year. Somewhat higher, okay. Depending on the speed of growth and investments in user acquisition to fuel that growth, especially in the case of new games, our large investments in new games development, the adjusted operating profit is expected to be lower year on year. I don't read anything here about the buyback of the shares. So the user acquisition investment for the fourth quarter is expected to be 28 to 33% of the game's revenue. I don't like this, but it's very difficult not to say if this is a lot. 1/3 you have to pay in advertisement and marketing to get people to play your game. And then, yeah, your margins are going down then. I mean, obviously. DAU and daily active users in millions and monthly unique players. Yeah, went down since the first quarter of 2022, but this is not, it's not really having not that big impact. So also means a little bit people spending a little bit less on games, of course. All right, guys. I would say I'm leaving it here, so 30 minutes for this video. So it was a nice little chat about Rovio Entertainment, and as I said, I am invested in this company with 0.08% of my overall portfolio. You can imagine this is extremely little amount of money with regard to my portfolio, of course. And but I'm planning to buy some more shares, but I'm not jumping now directly into it. I'm waiting until they fall a little bit more, as I see there on the last 2 years they have been extremely volatile, and they're accelerating between those two Fibonacci retracements. And guys, this is not financial advice. I'm just a retail investor like you, so please make up your own mind, take your own responsibilities, don't buy anything I'm talking about or any other YouTuber. And guys, you know you can lose all your money, because this stock, for example, went to €3. This stock can still go to 3 years, and then you lost 50% of your investment. Let's imagine you invest €1,000 and the stock goes to €3, then you invest €500, and probably you will sell it on the way down, and then yeah, then the money is gone. So therefore, really take good care with your investments, especially in this market situation we are at the moment in. So disclaimer over, and with that I'm leaving it, and I wish you a wonderful week, and stay tuned for other videos, for more videos. And if you watch this here until the 30th minute, guys, then you should give me a thumbs up at least, or write me a little comment and subscribe to my channel. So this would be amazing. So thank you very much. See you next time. Bye bye.